Over to you, Mr. Nachikiran.
Much for that introduction. I'll need sharing rights of the presentation. Thank you. I hope my screen is visible. And good afternoon, everyone. It's a privilege for me to be presenting at CII again. And I see that there's been some good topics of safety and workforce productivity that have been talked about. I'll go specifically into the area of connected operators and field service along with AR. And I'll touch upon areas of IoT as well. But this is the ultimate goal, right? Optimizing the work of man and machine. There's connected products. I think CII has laid out the agenda very well through the morning, which is first to start with connected assets and then to talk about connected operations. And what I'm going to focus on is what is mentioned on the right side here, which is smart connected humans. How do you make humans more efficient? How do you make them be able to learn things faster? How can they service the machine faster, etc.? That's really the goal of technology. And when this trilogy comes together is when overall there is significant efficiencies within an organization. I'll go into the specific area of how business models are changing. But first, about what Deloitte is predicting. And this is done by a lot of research reporters as well. Today, OEM, the machine manufacturers, are actually getting 75% of their revenue from products and equipment. And only 25% of that comes from services. That's actually going to change over the next decade. It's going to be 50-50 between them. So there's going to be a massive shift in favor of services-based revenues for all companies. And therefore, every company is reorganizing themselves to make sure they are riding this wave. And you must have heard of the concepts such as product as a service, etc., where you don't own a machine, you just rent it out, you pay as you use it, and you buy more and you pay as you grow as well. All those are concepts of product as a service, which is coming to reality very soon. ETC as a company, we've been in the business, we've been in the manufacturing business, providing software for 35 years. We've been providing engineering software, manufacturing software, and software that aids sales and marketing with augmented reality as well. But on the service side, this is what I'm going to focus on today, of the kind of benefits that there are from a business standpoint to companies that are using our technology. There's a top line improvement in this range, and that is contributed by the way consumables, the way spare parts can be, the demand of spare parts can be predicted with optimized service, the way you can charge a premium for better products, which are serviced better. And on the services side, the on-site time that a technician spends with a customer, that goes down significantly with the use of augmented reality. The training time, I think that was alluded to by my previous speaker as well. The training time of technicians can actually significantly go down, and the overhead costs related to travel and many other unquantifiable things can be quantified in this range. Service efficiency, first time fixed rates actually improve because instead of visiting the customer twice, you can actually do that visit once, etc. And this is the overall benefit of 10 to 30% by virtue of the improvement in service efficiency. Now, what is in it for service leaders? These are the kinds of companies we've dealt with over the past 6-7 years with augmented reality technology. And there's been that kind of a benefit for these large companies. But this technology is really applicable for any company of any size. We're in talks with companies even as big as just $100 billion or even $30 million in the country as well. And we've got a clientele of at least about 50 in the country that are using AR for service. The business outcomes are mentioned here. There's reduced service case duration by 30%. There's downtime costs which can be avoided, which can amount to millions of dollars per hour. The on-site time that a technician spends, like I said, can reduce into to this level. Incident length, which is the time from which a case is registered to when it is resolved, can be reduced by so much. And remotely, and we know the power of remote now in the pandemic. Remotely, you can resolve issues by about 30%, and therefore avoid a lot of overhead costs that come with it. Um, and these are the outcomes. These are the outcomes that companies are deriving with the use of technology. Right. And I talked about evolution of business model right in the beginning. Traditionally, when a product left the showroom of the original equipment manufacturer, they lost touch with the product. And the next time they get to know about what's happened to the product is only when there is a case registered or a service ticket registered when something has gone wrong or failed. One of the main things with technology, both IoT and AR together, what it can bring is real-time visibility about the product's health at any given point in time. And I talked about product innovation, about product as a service, about how data-driven design can happen. This is where the concept of digital thread comes in, where you track components inside every machine at every point. But what I'm going to focus on today is service optimization. And I'll talk about how AR can enhance remote service, how it can enhance customer self-service, and how it can enhance field technician efficiency when a field technician actually goes out into the field and tries to fix a problem. So I'll start with remote service in the beginning. Remote service is about improving. So there's four major aspects that are covered here, and what the solution can really provide. Remote diagnostics with the help of both IoT and AR. And with the sensors that are fitted, and that's where IoT comes in. You can improve the call planning and first-time fix rates, and I'll show you a video around it very soon. You can actually download log files combined with real-time data to have an effective root cause analysis of services issues. You can take access to the machine remotely, and you can actually control the amount of the kind of software there is, and actually do software updates and so on with IoT. Predictive service is about the area where you have a standard maintenance procedure that's prescribed to companies, and make sure that they and the company, the operators, the technicians can actually follow it from time to time, thereby increasing the life of machines. I'll show you this short video here. This is more in the area of remote service, as well as an operator on the floor actually being able to stand in front of a large air compressor machine here. And he gets real-time information from the IoT platform, but can also see visually without a screen. So therefore, he's wearing the wearable, and he's able to see the vital statistics of the machine, what has failed, and how to actually service it. That's how to author the tool using the CAD model and the 3D model. And when he goes in front of the machine, the computer vision enables him to recognize the machine. It uniquely identifies and gives him the real-time information and statistics of that particular machine, tells him what's gone wrong. For example, it says high bearing temperature, and it gives him the procedure. You'll see that at the end. He's able to order a spare part through the dashboard that he's seeing through his HoloLens, and then what to be removed from the machine and how to go about the service procedure. And this is a combination of IoT and AR. Now that is about more of a remote service area. Now I come to the area of customer self-service. Imagine when you can actually be able to tell the customer what to do and how to fix the machine, how to fix the problem that they have on their machine without even having anybody involved, not even a remote technician from the customer care. Okay? And the way to do it is by having augmented remote assistance. Okay, so there may be a technician that's talking to them, but that necessarily doesn't need to be there. Augmented 3D work instructions can be delivered as an experience with augmented reality solution. Expert guidance, so there is remote assistance and collaboration tool that we have, with which an expert in a different part of the world can actually communicate with the technician on the other side and tell him what to fix. And again, from the IoT platform, you've got the product intelligence and the user view, which is already available in the repository through the internet. And the person who's looking to fix it will be able to go through the procedure. How does that look? Go through this video of seeing, this is a medical device equipment manufacturer that we've done this with. And in case something's gone wrong with that machine, he is given the instructions step by step on what to do. He's looking at it through his tablet. He's able to pull out the tray and he's told what to do with which screw to unbolt and how to fix the problem that there is. In a lot of cases, it's a very simple problem that really exists with the machine. And therefore, I think by statistic, it's about 70–80% of all problems that are registered are really simple customer solvable issues. So customer self-service is a huge area of improvement for all manufacturers. Then we come to the area of field technician efficiency. Now, there are the remaining 20–30% of issues where there needs to be a technician that goes out into the field and looks to solve the problem because you need to make that visit. But prior to making that visit, he needs to be enabled with what spare part, what has gone wrong with the machine, what spare part may need to be replaced, etc. And thereby significant business benefits of reduced truck rolls and the number of visits. And you imagine how much cost efficiencies there will be there. So these are the areas of field technician efficiency. The service process integration and automation is where the product lifecycle management, as parts inventory system can connect into the central augmented reality system to actually give it the real-time data of what part needs to be ordered and what's the inventory levels and so on and so forth. So that comes in with these two columns that I mentioned here. I'll show you a video around remote assistance and collaboration, where this is a technician who's getting guided by an expert who's in a geographically disparate city. Okay, and she's just using her mobile phone, and the technology is called Viforia Chalk, and he's able to annotate on what needs to be done, which is really complex. You can't do that over a video call because the annotation sticks to the physical machine. And she's able to know exactly what to change and what to operate, what to press, etc. This is one of our most simplistic tools for remote assistance and collaboration, but very powerful. But we talked about safety a lot during the beginning of this presentation. Neeraj talked about it. And this is a large diaphragm compressor. It's actually the size of a room. And how to devise safety procedures and train people around the safety procedures for this particular machine is what is demonstrated here in this video. It also talks about the operations around it and how the safety procedure and maintenance around it can be carried out. Take a look. So augmented reality can actually identify the machine as a whole, and then the training and safety and operation and service instructions can be delivered. For example, this is the training instructions on how the machine is actually functioning inside. And this is the safety procedure to be told to people on how to go about the fence around it. These are the service instructions, what needs to be replaced, and when you're looking to improve this serviceability, and very clear instructions on what needs to be done and graphical representation superimposed, shown exactly how something needs to be corrected. So I talked about the service aspects, but AR can really unlock value across the value chain. It has impact on multiple different departments, including manufacturing and supply chain for assembly work instructions, etc., for product demos and sales and marketing, for engineering with virtual team collaboration when you're designing a product, and therefore thereby decreasing scrap levels and the need to rework, etc. So substantial training improvements across the organization. And from a CXO's perspective, it is about reducing training costs. And someone mentioned that retention is far better when you actually see something happen in front of you. I'll leave you with a recap of the last slide. These are the business outcomes for service leaders. You can improve customer satisfaction. You can improve service efficiencies, reduce service costs, and drive service revenues. And these are the statistics that are there. It's proven over the past 6 years. And I think the market is moving towards that as well, where people need to pay as they use. So therefore, I think service efficiency is really something that is of high priority for most original equipment manufacturers. It's transforming the way our business works. That's what Sysmex says, a large medical device company. Thank you very much. And that's it. I come to the end of the presentation. If there are any questions, please reach out to me. I'm available on LinkedIn and you can ask me questions. But if you want to post questions here, I'm happy to take them. Back to you.